It's a place where the roads end, where clouds reach down to touch the earth, where mountains and ocean form an intricate maze of islands, and lush river valleys spill into the sea. This is British Columbia's north coast. Within this serene isolation is the King Pacific Lodge. Tucked away in the sheltered waters of British Columbia's Inside Passage, the King Pacific Lodge is a luxurious, seasonal fishing and adventure retreat. Every year, in early May, the lodge is towed from its winter harbor and moored at a remote island about the size of Maui, but completely uninhabited. With a 5-star restaurant, spa, guided activities, and impeccable service. It's about as exclusive as you can get. And because the only way here is by boat or floatplane, you can find comfort in the midst of serene isolation.
What's very special about this place is that it is still as it was 1,000 years ago. The species of fish, the salmon, none of these rivers have ever been stocked. None of these trout have ever been put there. They're all the native species. They're true wild fish. And a true wild fish is a very, very hard thing to find in North America these days. The helicopter dropped me off the radio. Follow bear paths up and down the riverbed with the fly rod. And there's just a sense of freedom. It's the most amazing experience to do. To fish kind of primal river, a river that's been completely untouched and that was completely full of fish and full of life, to live childhood dreams of being a true explorer. All right.
6:30 a.m. Low tide mark.
Let's go.
Chef Jonathan Chavansek and I are on the hunt.
Look at all this. We're in undersea wonderland.
With today's tide at an extreme low, it's the best time to look for coastal delicacies near the King Pacific Lodge. Chef is an expert on all edibles that grow here.
Oh, look at this. What'd you find? We've got some beautiful purple and red urchins and some sea cucumbers. Now, look at these guys. Sea cucumbers, they're a delicacy in Chinese cuisine and Pacific Northwest. It's the outer casing can be braised down, chopped, and put into dumplings or pastas, and the actual loins inside are very delicate and they're like a scallop. They're great raw or sashimi or with a spicy dressing, or they're really good tempura. They're just beautiful.
Wow.
Now these urchins, I mean, you've heard of urchins before. They're prized, and you just gotta pull it up off this rock here. And Chris, I gotta tell you, the best way to experience urchin is right here. Now, urchins have an incredible oceanic, pure, clean flavor. Inside is its dinner. It's all the kelp. So the brine inside is incredibly sweet, and what we want to eat is its roe, which is soft, pristine. Are you up for it?
Well, this is what I signed up for.
Right on. I'll break off a toothpick. Clean, oceanic, sweet. It doesn't get any better than on the beach.
Wow, that was great. What are we going to do here with all these ingredients?
We're going to make a soup, Chris, and it's a simple, fresh summer soup. We've got some beautiful spring salmon, wild, lightly cured, a little bit of smoky salt, some lightly poached new potatoes, fresh edamame beans. We've got our friends, the sea urchins, and some malaria sea lettuce. What we're going to do is take our salmon and we're going to poach it inside of our dashi broth. So this is the belly cut, and it's my favorite part of the salmon. It's got marbling like you would find on a piece of beef. A lot of fat going through, which makes it very moist and very rich. Chris, do you want to pass me that alaria, please?
Yeah. There you go.
Now this is going to impart a very oceanic vegetal flavor. We're just going to wrap this nice little piece of seaweed around the salmon. And then the guest is, when they eat it, they're going to get a nice little bite of tender seaweed as well. So now we've got our beautiful, flavorful broth, and we're just going to drop our salmon gently in there and let it poach. Now, sea urchins, and we're going to go right in, and we're going to get some of our tasty friends' insides and put them in the soup. We're going to use the soft roe, and we're also going to use a little bit of its lunch. The sea urchins feed on kelp, and the liquid inside of them is incredibly sweet. It's great strained and used for sauces, soups, to impart a great sweet oceanic flavor. Now, gently scoop out the soft roe here and place it on the board. Very nice. Now we're going to introduce our already poached potatoes, a little bit of fresh soybeans, and we're just going to let those get nice and warm. We're going to chop a little mint, get it in the pot. We're going to take our little urchin, get him ready to go into the bowl, and we're going to actually make a little room to plate our dish.
Can you tell me a little bit more also about the ingredients that you use in your broth?
In the broth, I've got bonito flakes, which is tuna, which has been lightly smoked, star anise, fennel seeds, a little bit of mustard seeds, onions, carrots, celery, and to finish it off, I put a little bit of kombu in there, dried kelp. That again gives us another backing note from the sea. Our urchin roe, I've got some walnut oil. Walnut oil, oil infused with the flavor of toasted walnuts and seafood are a match made in heaven, especially bright urchin and salmon. And then I finish it with a little bit of smoked salt.
That salt looks really unusual. It's dark because it's smoked.
That's right. It's sea salt from England, Malden, England, and I smoke it for about 12 hours to give it that nice, rich, smoky flavor.
Beautiful seafood dish, Chef. I'd like to share, but there's only enough here for one. For those of you at home who'd like to learn more about our show, please log on to our website. And for Barbary Coast Adventures, the only show where you can have your adventure and eat it too, I'm Chris Turner. We'll see you next time. Here we go again. It's another exciting episode.